Empathy used to be a virtue, something we practiced, something we lived. But now, empathy has become a product. We live in what I call the empathy economy right now, a world where feelings are traded like currency, where understanding people isn't about connection anymore, it's about conversation. Every brand wants to sound human. Every talk about compassion, they talk about authenticity, they say that they care. But I've started to wonder, do they really care? Or have they just learned how to make us believe they do? See, behavior science taught businesses one thing: emotions drive decisions. So, companies learn to speak the language of feelings. They design campaigns that whisper, "We understand you," websites that smile, chatbots that flirt with empathy, even emails that say, "Hey, we miss you, come back." Empathy has become optimized, measured, even automated. We've turned a deeply human instinct into a KPI, and the moment empathy becomes a metric, it stops being empathy. Let me tell you about a fictional brand that I thought about just to exemplify a very real scenario. Let's call it House of We. House of We is a sustainable fashion company built on a promise of belonging, inclusion, and purpose. Their campaigns were beautiful, full of warmth, emotion, and hope. Customers didn't buy clothes, they joined the movement. And for a while, it worked. People felt connected. But behind the curtain, something else was happening. Heavy retargeting, manipulative loyalty loops, guilt-driven messages like, "If you really care about the planet, you'll buy from us again." The same emotion that built the brand, empathy, became the tool that betrayed it, because they stopped feeling with people and started playing with their feelings. And here's the truth: that's not empathy, that's emotional engineering. Neuroscience has a name for what happens next: empathetic fatigue. When we are constantly asked to care, to feel, to engage, we burn out. Customers get emotionally exhausted, and when everything's emotional, nothing feels authentic anymore. Empathy becomes just a noise. We scroll past kindness, we ignore warmth, we start to distrust anything that sounds too human. And that's what happens when empathy turns into marketing. It loses its meaning. But I'm not here to bash empathy, don't get me wrong. Empathy is still one of the most powerful forces in business when it's real. The problem is not empathy itself. The problem is why we use it and how we use it. When empathy is used to guide, it creates trust. When it's used to manipulate, it creates resistance. So maybe the real question isn't how empathetic your brand sounds, but why you're being empathetic in the first place. Here's what real empathy looks like: it listens before it speaks, it empowers, not exploits. It, it doesn't guilt you into loyalty, it earns it. It's honest about data, honest about intention, honest about imperfection. Because real empathy doesn't need to be performed, it needs to be practiced. Stoicism says that emotion without reason is chaos. And I believe empathy without ethics is exploitation. When companies use empathy to manipulate, they expose their fear for irrelevance, their need for validation, their hunger for attention. But when they use empathy to serve, honestly, transparently, with courage, they build something that no competitor can copy: emotional trust. And trust is the only real currency left these days. The empathy economy is real and is growing, and fast. But it's up to us to decide what kind of economy we're building, one fueled by attention or one guided by awareness. Empathy can be your greatest advantage or your most dangerous illusion. The difference lies in why you use it. Got it? Now, tell me what you think about this topic. Share here in the comments below your thoughts and let's start the discussion. I would like this to become a widespread discussion so that we start really approaching this in a more serious manner. Thank you. Bye.